And we're back with another video. So, well, looks like the talk of the town now is, all about Texas. Texas putting out permits, judges betraying the shit out of our country to help our enemies. And now they're talking about building their own villages, their own cities, their own school system, their own housing. We got some function going on in some kind of carnival or something like that in Texas that only they can go to and all of that. Now, my thing is this, right? So everyone's talking about all this stuff online all day, right? But here's the thing that they're not talking about is who is causing all this problem in our country. And guess what? It ain't even the left doing that. It ain't none of that. It isn't the citizens that are causing these problems here in the United States, allowing our enemies to flood our countries, right? And then on top of that, just moving in and taking over properties, cities, and this and that. Look at New York. Is not New York already starting to pray in the streets and all that and interfere with traffic? And everybody knows these people don't do this in their homeland. This is them letting you know that they feel that they're letting you know with this that they've conquered the United States. But, whatever floats their boat, right? Because I guess that what's happening is that most of these people, like these Muslims and all these, people that have come from wherever the hell they came from, Africa, whatever, all these people that have flooded all these countries and our own country. Here's the thing. In their mind, they believe that because the government, right, is corrupt, is fucked in America. And because the left and all that stuff does all this shit for them and helps them out and all that because they don't know any better and they're helping their own enemies to end up their own suicidal ways, right? The thing is this. America has nothing to do with that. We, the people ourselves, we're not involved in any of that. We ain't in agreement with any of it. Not even a little bit. Not even close to that. Not in any way, shape, or form are we interested in any of that shit that's going on in our country right now. Right? So now this corruption is going on. My biggest thing with Americans is this. What we need to start doing is realizing who's actually screwing our country over, and it is the corruption in governments, from judges to prosecutors to congressmen to political people to governing bodies, local governing bodies, mayors, governors, presidents, all of this stuff, all of these things that are happening in our country, right? So, and it's simple stuff, like simple things that have happened over and over, and people just talking ridiculous crap that has nothing to do with the truth. And everybody wants to talk about everybody because the media keeps you thinking that it's the left and the right. But the truth is, it's corruption that's destroying the United States of America. It's corruption that's destroyed England. It's corruption that's destroying all these other countries. They're all doing it because of the governments that are rogue, right? And they're corrupt and they work for the globalists and they're down with the globalist plan, right? Because these dudes and these governors and all that, they really believe that they're going to get a special seat with the globalists. Little do they know that the globalists believe that there's some kind of pure blood shitheads, right, that are invincible and everyone else is contaminated and nothing. Basically, translation of that is we're roaches and you cannot fit in our roach group. You know what I mean? Basically, that's what it is, because we're a bunch of satanical pieces of shit useless to society and humanity. And that's why humanity suffers so much, because we're around. And as long as we're around, you all suffer. And they make that very clear by the suffering that goes on in our world, right? And we see this every day. So then you got all these people, right? Look at the weather-wise and all that. Like, we didn't have enough problems, like with hurricanes, this, that, and the other, and all this shit. So now these dudes are out here seeding the clouds, making it rain more, making it do this. Look what happened one time in Dubai over there where everything got flooded because they overseeded it. Everybody wants to play God. Everybody wants to do that. The only problem is that the devil is no God. His fools and his clowns that serve him ain't gods, and they're all a bunch of assholes that are going to die like everybody else, and they ain't getting shit done. They ain't doing anything but causing a catastrophe and causing nothing but mayhem and pain. But anyway, getting back to the reality of this conversation and this video, the point is, if you want to win a war, you first must recognize who your enemy is. And in this case, it's the U.S. government and all the U.S. governing bodies that have become corrupt big time. And have sold out even their own mother for $5 just to, kiss the ass of the globalists for a few bucks. But the truth is, they're all going to be toast too. If the globalists get their way, they're not even going to be existing neither. But, you can't fix stupid. So that'll just go on and on and on. So the bottom line is, Americans, right, whining about inflation and, oh my God, this and this and that and all this other bullshit. Listen, this is not about sides. This is not about sides. And until you don't learn that, you're not going to get a grip on anything that's going on here. The problem in America is that we have a contaminated, corrupt government that is destroying our way of life, our country, and everything in it, including you and I. Left, right, liberal, conservative. It doesn't matter. You got to snap out of that and realize that you're being bullshitted. And that the country's being destroyed like they've destroyed all the other countries because of rotten, corrupt government. Let me ask you this. When did the lefties put any money up to bring in barges and barges of boats of people from other countries to invade this country? Which of the left people, right, or the right, opened the floodgates in America to allow, right, 20 million people to come into our country? Which one of us did that? Which one? Did the left do it? Did the right do it? Did we, the citizens of America, do it? No, none of us did it. You know who did that? The corrupt in Washington. They did that. So they committed treason right in your face and everything else. And then they think that you're so stupid, right? So what they'll do is they'll say, listen, don't worry about what we're doing. Nothing's ever going to happen to us because there is still 10-20% of America that's dumb. And they don't understand that we're the enemies and that we're sticking it to them. So all we got to do is tell them over and over what we want them to say and do. And they'll do it because they're monkeys out of a circus and have no clue and they're fucking brainless. And most of them got PhDs and are educated. So we can play with these idiots all day, right? So now, this thing is going on and on and on. And here's the problem. In a nutshell, there is no other. And everybody's looking for other solutions. And that's why the problem never gets solved. Because if what's wrong with the car is the starter, you can change the gas tank, you can change the transmission, and you can change the carburetor, and you can change the fuel injection, and you can change all of that. The son of a bitch won't start. You know why? Because you ain't addressing the problem, which is the starter. It's not everything else on the engine. Same concept here. We're fighting with each other like morons, right? Even though we see on the news and what we see on social media of what's going on in these other countries and the destruction that these people have done to where they got girls and all that. Like right here, the lefties here. You girls run around here parading around bullshitting, 100 pounds, 90 pounds wet, running around. You think that when these dudes come in here, if the government corruption continues this way and you get this country flooded and you girls are walking around liberal, right, left, or whatever, you're walking down the street and you got a gang of these assholes that come from a country that believe that tearing you up and raping you and murdering you is the way of life and it's okay to do. And this is what you want with America? And you got here talking about imperialism, white supremacy, everything under the sun except who's causing the problem in the United States? Why is inflation so high? Government. Why is everything so expensive? Government. Why is the country flooded with illegals? Government. Why are criminals being let go and even though they've killed people and committed crimes and not? Government. Judges. Corruption. Corrupt cops. Corrupt system. Everything is fucked. Everything is fucked. And you know why it's fucked and it keeps going that way? Because they got a handful of idiots that are useless to our world in the United States of America as a country complaining and whining about everything else but what the problem is. Media, full throttle. Full throttle. With the lies, with the bullshit, and people just listen and listen. I don't even understand why people even watch that shit. I can't believe that there's even 1 million people that still watch news. Whether Fox, this, that, I don't believe in none of them. They're all owned by the same people. So there's no point in a debate and you're on Fox News, you're on CNN. They're all the same. You morons, wake up. And then you get all these dudes that come on here right away, coming with their little stupid comments and their ignorant bullshit that sound just like the assholes that are programmed, and they say exactly the words that the programmers programmed them to say. They never say anything original of their own, just repeat the same shit. Like, for example, if you post something, like the other day I posted something. When I'm posting things, let me tell you something. I did go to school, and I went to private schools my whole life, the whole shit. You think that when I'm going to post something, I slide text with a finger, 1, 2, 3, and slide it in. If the autocorrect sent the word crooked or backwards, I don't give a damn. The point is, you know what I'm saying. So right away, the original classic move from the left and the morons, the PhDs that think they know everything, right? Right away, it must be a Trumper because he can't spell. You stupid prick. You stupid bastard. You are worried about a word like if I'm writing an essay to get into a college or some shit or one of my finals in school, right? And this is what you're focused on. But you're not talking about that groceries are ridiculously high, gas, oil, rent, food, all of these things that should matter, you don't want to talk about any of that. And if you do talk about it, it's only because you were programmed to believe that the one that did that was one guy, even though it's been going on for the last 12 years before Trump got back into office. Right? So the inflation went up. All these dudes, 8 years of Obama, 4 years of Biden, trillions of dollars printed, gave it to everybody else. And you that are hopping around, right, cheering this shit on with the Democrats, they had money to give them your tax money to another country, and you can't even find an apartment. And you're out here arguing about it. But you're arguing with the wrong people. I'm not the one denying you the apartment. I did not make the inflation do that. I did not allow the country to get invaded. So all these things happen, and the first thing you want to do is argue with me, your fellow American, because that's what they told you to do. So you're never going to address who did this to us. All of us as a unit. And until Americans and America doesn't start realizing that we, the people, are one, until we don't realize that, nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. It's just going to keep going the way it's going. We're going to be the next Europe. And your asses, once this happens and you're in that hole, there's no coming back from that. There's no coming back from that when they shove you into a 15-minute city, take your cars and your properties and make you their bitch, because this is the plan of the globalists. That's true enslavement. But no. That ain't going to happen, huh? That ain't going to happen. That's not real. That's not happening. And even though it's happening right in front of our faces, you're watching it. They're invading America. They're building their own temples and their own bullshit, and they're burning our churches down. Like, in other words, like a conquer. So here's the thing. In the end, it's like I've always said, we the people of this country are the only thing that's going to save our own country. It has nothing to do with our government. Our government went rogue a long time ago and is on a mission to destroy this country. And when they say New World Order, what they mean by that, it's not about, imperialism and this and that. No. The New World Order consists of maybe 1,000 people telling after they kill billions, because there's only going to be a few million left, and you assholes that are left are going to be their bitch and their slave. And that's what you think is the shit. The majority of everyone alive right now won't even be existed, because they'll kill us all off. That's what the globalists want to do. And even though there's videos out there talking like that, there's those rocks that were, I forget, the Easter Island, maybe I think it is, or something like that, that has the boards up there where the globalists have wrote that bullshit on those rocks. You know, we're going to kill off this many people, this, that, and all that. And they're letting you know. They're not worried. They're not hiding. These things are not secrets anymore. Look at Hollywood. All you see there is nothing but Satanism. Like anybody wants to hear that shit. Nobody cares about people that eat people and drink blood. You're a cannibal. You're an asshole. You're a low-life scumbag that has money. But you're a scumbag amongst us humans. You're not even a human. You're not human anymore. You're just a monster, and we'd rather not have you around us. There's no point in that, because you're no good. You understand? You're useless, just like the globalists are useless to the world as well, you know? But nobody listens. Nobody listens. I don't understand what the big problem is with America and the understanding of this problem. I don't get why we as a nation are still divided, talking shit about useless shit that has nothing to do with the truth and what's really going on in this country. So we find ourselves throwing these little memes up on and on and on with the bullshit, but nothing changes and nothing gets fixed, nothing. It's just getting worse every day. And even with President Trump in there, and even with a cabinet in there with a frame of God, look how bad it is still. And it's getting worse. Look, even though the Trump is in there and all that, do you see them still spraying the skies? Yes. Even though Trump and them are in there, do you see the wars just going on? Yes. Do you see the famines going on around the world? Yes. Do you see the food industry still poisoning Americans and all that shit? Yes. Do you see that the waters are being contaminated? Yes. Do you see everything is being fucked? Do you see that even universal care and all this and healthcare and all that is all destroyed? And all they had to do was tell a few people, listen, if you can't get this for free, that's because the people that got a brain don't want to give you this. And that's what so you got people out here running around talking, they're taking our health care. You know what healthcare is? Healthcare is when you truly get sick and all that. Not when you want to cut your limbs off. Not when you want to add pieces to you. All that shit, you do that shit on your own money. If you want to turn into some kind of shit, go for it. You want to turn into a cat? You want to add tail to yourself? Do it. Do it. Do what you got to do. Just spend your money doing that. Nobody's interested in that. I'd rather feed children that are starving with tax money than give it to you because you don't know what the fuck you are because you lost your mind a long time ago. That ain't got shit to do with me. Now, you want health care? When they open up asylums, if you're one of these people that think you're a cat, right, and you need help, then I don't got a problem with taxpayers paying for that, for you to get the help at the asylum that you need so that you can come back to real world. This isn't about, oh, what, the world only exists because of you. Say no, because the world has been like this for thousands of years. And all of a sudden, in the last 12 years or so, a group of idiots rose up and started making up rules and making shit up as they went along. And now all of a sudden, all reality is gone for them. And all that exists is, I'm a cat now. That's what's up. That's the bullshit. And nobody wants to hear that. In the real world, you're never going to convince people of that shit. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. So in the end, what'll happen is, if we as a nation do not come together, right, to correct this problem, they got you so pumped up, that it's just that one guy, that one president did all this. All of this was done by one guy. Nobody else had anything to do with it. None of that. They didn't let 20 million people in here, and now you're wondering why your rent's so fucking high and all this other shit. You're wondering why your fellow neighbor got murdered by these people and all this other shit. It is what it is. It is what it is. And as far as people that are here from other countries talking all that stupid shit about, oh, that's fucked up, that's just racist. No, fuck off. Even your own country cannot and will not allow people to just walk through their border. The country you came from won't allow it, and neither will we. So when you come up with these stupid phrases, Islamophobia, all this shit, what the hell's that other stupid ass word that I hear so much? Oh my God, if I hear that word one more, I'm throw up. And this is the reason why I don't even remember. But the point is, it's all about racism. Everything's about racism, this, and that. Listen, whenever you get a group of people that wants to conquer the world, right away they come with their bullshit. Right away, with the brainwashing, with this. Listen, this is not nothing new. The globalists have done this before. They fucked up this country before. You understand? All these rich people, all these dudes that are douchebags, they're nothing but old scumbags. The problem is that if we were talking about normal people, but you're talking about people that eat children and drink their blood because they think they're better than anybody. It was a time in our world where we hated things like that, and we wouldn't even allow for 2 minutes. And if you expose yourself that way, you would cease to exist. You understand? But now what they did is they took all these youngsters nowadays, and all they want to do is play games and play pussy in the real world and think that that's the way the world works. But it's not like that. It's not like that at all. In real time and in real world, there's nothing like that. You guys are very confused and are out there. You guys are gone. There's not going to be no fixing America if we don't unite. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm going to tell you that right now. And even in the end, like I said in my past video, if we wait longer, right, and if we continue to do this and we're not smart enough to understand what I'm telling you right now, and you don't take this serious, what'll happen is, when the shit hits the fan, which it shouldn't have, if we would have used our brains, right, and acted on this that I'm talking about, and united and put the pressure on and said, we want all these, like right now. Save the America Act or whatever, this thing, right? We could pass that, but they won't, because the globalists don't want the people that they own in Washington to pass that, because that makes America better, and that's not what they want. They want it to sink, not prosper. That's the plan. Sink it, so that then they could come beg us for a crumb, like the liberals and all that running around, so they can come begging them, their masters now, for a crumb. You understand? To eat and drink. This is the problem. But people don't seem to. So if we don't address it, right, what'll happen is, in the end, when we've about had it and we come out in force and all hell breaks loose, it's just going to be a lot of dead bodies in America. It's going to be an ugly war, and millions of people are going to be dead. All because nobody listened, and we should have fought this with our mind. Just like the globalists that are sinking America and the whole world, they're doing it with their mind. They're not doing it with guns. They're not shooting guns, and they're not arrowing anything, and they're not stabbing. Nope. They're using their brain. They're brainwashing the shit out of. Listen, just tell them that they're cats, dogs, and that. Tell them over and over and over, and before you know it, they'll start believing that stupid shit. And before you know it, we can just come in there. We made them weak, made them stupid and dumb, and we poisoned the shit out of them, their children, and everything else with needles, all that shit. And after we kill all of them, that's when we tell them and we take their country from them without shooting a bullet, not even one. And that's the process of what's happening. America's falling from within. But I just want you to know this. Whatever happens later on, I know what's happening right now, right? I don't know what's going to happen later on down the line. I know it ain't going to be good, and I know America's not going to be what it is right now. I know that much, not if it keeps going this way. So once it becomes, a destroyed place and all that other shit, that's when people are going to realize, damn, that was dumb. Yeah, well, at that point, nothing matters. It doesn't matter if you see it or not. At that point, don't even try to see it and understand it, because at that point, it doesn't matter. There's nothing you could do. So basically, this is where we're at. This is where it's at. I get these videos. People out here still talking shit about violence and this and that. And most of the people talking about the violence are 300-400-pound people that can't even walk. Or the other ones are 80 years old talking about they're going to kill, they're going to do this. You know what I mean? So, in other words, they say that the bottom line is we're betraying our country, and what we're going to do is we're going to play bitch to the globalists that are trying to enslave us, and we're going to play this game, and we're going to do their dirty work, and when they're done with us, they're going to kill us, you, and take our country. But there you go. And this is the stupidity of this whole thing, So this is only going to go, look at this whole thing in New York. It's only a matter of time. See what happened in Chicago not too long ago? You had the cops and the blacks and all that shit fighting over there and all this bullshit and with the Muslims and all that. It's like I told you, in America, our personalities ain't the same as other countries. We're a big-ass mixing pot with attitudes from all kind of ways. Left, right, we got attitude. You will definitely, this is the nation with the most. Because we're all different. We're all heated the different ways and all. So eventually these Muslims with their bullshit are going to set off the people. Now the government is wishing on that. Not the corrupt ones, not the good ones, but the majority of them, which is maybe like 60-70% of Congress that is corrupted and owned by the globalists, are hoping for that because that's what the globalists want. You understand? But my thing is this, and I've said this before, my thing is if the government isn't going to fix this and get rid of these people and keep fucking around, when the shit hits the fan, don't get involved. Fuck all that bringing military. Keep the military out of it, keep the government out of it, and let us fix our own country. They think they could take our country, and we're going to let them know that they can't. Now, mind you that they came here and declared war on us. They came here and keep telling us that they're going to knock down every door in our house and tell us that we got to be Islamic. They came here and are threatening that America's days are over. They are the ones that are threatening us. And we as a nation are going to react. So if we react to it when they come toward us, don't get in the way. If you couldn't do nothing about it when we were telling you to fix it and you didn't do shit about it, don't get in the middle of it when it happens. And it's inevitable, right? Because this pot is just boiling and boiling and boiling, and they keep talking and they keep talking and they keep threatening and they keep stealing and on with it, pushing it. Okay, so what do you think is going to happen? What? So right away people, these videos are so violent. Fuck you, man. Violent are the scumbags you allowed in here, the military age motherfuckers that are here to fight with us. Because I told you this from before. Our government, big time treason pieces of shit that let in the enemies of the United States and its people to come in here to fight with us. And still, Mayorkas, that motherfucker's still free. What the fuck you think? You think the government's really going to, government ain't going to prosecute shit. That shit is up to us. I've told you this in the past video. The government is not going to prosecute nobody. Trust that. They're not going to prosecute their own scumbags. They're not going to do that. You understand that? And there you go. So, when you're running your mouth out here and all that shit, you know what? Take time to listen to a video like this and understand it. Pass it around. Share my videos. Let people hear. You know what I'm saying? Let people see what it really is instead of bullshitting them and tell them all this horseshit that everything's about racism, because it isn't. It fucking isn't. It just is not. But what do I know, right? I'm just some Puerto Rican guy that lives in America. I don't know shit. I don't know shit, do I? But you guys know everything, including the government, the superior brain people, the PhDs. Them dumb motherfuckers invaded their own country. These dumb PhD owners and all these smart fucking intellectual assholes that are running our government, right? Sold our country, our countrymen, their own family and children. These people are so dumb that for money they did all of that. And you want me to respect that? And when you talk to me and you talk shit to me on a post talking about how you misspelled words, so you must be a Trump supporter that's uneducated, and you're going to tell me that dumb motherfuckers that took a great fucking nation and ran it into the fucking ground, those are the educated assholes? It's a white supremacy, man. I take this white supremacy and ram it, man. Nobody want to hear that shit. Nobody wants to hear that. I don't want to hear that shit. Don't care for it. So this is why I laugh every time I say, oh, we're coming after the white man. Is that right? When you say that, what you better understand is that when you come against those white guys, because those white guys are our people. Those are Americans like me. It doesn't matter whether we're black, white, this and that. What you're saying is you're coming for Americans. So guess what the response is going to be? A big thing that you don't want, bro. So don't open this fucking can. Talk all the shit you want, but if you ever step outside of that talking shit, you're going to find out. Believe me, you're going to find out. Things ain't going to be what you think they're going to be here in America. We don't roll like that. But you know what? What do I know, right? I'm just an American. Foreigners know way more what's going on in this country. And you see Omar right there? I'm still wondering why the bitch is still there. Bitch married somebody else, her own brother and all that to get to Congress. And nothing is going to happen. Everybody knows these truths and nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. So if the point is that the government got to a point that the law doesn't exist, then don't fuck with us neither. Don't come looking at our bank accounts. Fuck you in the IRS. Fuck all of you. If you motherfuckers are okay with other people and politicians robbing us for our taxes for trillions of dollars and you're going to come to me and bitch to me that I owe you $100 and you want to come confiscate, fuck you. You got another thing coming. Like I said, you people need to get your shit together. Get your shit together. This is real. This is really happening in our country. We need to take our country back, and we're the only ones that can take it back. It doesn't matter what anybody got to say. It is just us. This populace is the only one that's going to take our country back and make things right. Fix inflation, all of that. We fix that. The government's not going to fix that. Believe it or not, we do have the power to fix all that. And oh, it's a lot easier than you think. Believe me. Believe me. And you know how easy it is? Unity. Unity of this power. That's why America's always been the shit, because we've always been one. And when we become one, it's a bitch to fuck with us. And that's what the fuck we need to do here. Set our fucking differences aside and talk about that dumb shit another time, but not today. Anyway, with that rant, I'll let it go. God bless America. You guys have a great day. Thank you for listening. Share